my Fossa Paws, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be showing you my new summer release of Beanie Boo customs. These customs are currently available for sale on my Etsy in case you're interested in purchasing them. Or if you're just here to look at them, that's fine too. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first member of this release is Mindy, the mermaid leopard. Mindy has stars and jewels in her ears, a jewel crown, a pearl necklace, and a rainbow flip sequin tail. I was watching the SpongeBob movie when I made her, so that's why I named her Mindy after the mermaid from the SpongeBob movie. The second member of this release is a mermaid poodle, and her name is Merlia, of course named after the Barbie Dolphin Magic movie, or Barbie and a Mermaid Tail, whichever one it was. I gave her a beauty mark on her right cheek, made with jewels and a star cabochon, a head flower. She also has a pearl necklace with a seashell charm, and on her right side she has a leaf headpiece with a puka shell, and her tail is made completely from scratch, hand sewn and hand stuffed. This one's too big for the frame when I put her vertically, so I have to put her horizontally. But this is Cassiopeia, and she is a mermaid bear. And her tail is also made completely from scratch, hand sewn and hand stuffed together. I added gemstones onto her tail to make it look more like 3D raised scales. I gave her a bead sort of belt or accessory with some little cabochons on it. Almost like a utility belt, but for a mermaid, like where she would store all her collections, I suppose. In my mind, she's definitely a collector of things, sort of like Ariel. She has a purple gemstone heart in her paws. On her nose, she has dark and light blue sequins, also around her eyes. And her tail is a metallic blue, green, and purple material. The last member of this release is simple comparatively, because they don't have as many details as the others do. This is Axel the axolotl. The reason why I made him more simple is because he was meant to be an actual animal that exists, unlike a mermaid, so that's why I just left him as simple as possible compared to the others, and why I didn't add any gemstones or anything. Originally in his design, I added false eyelashes, and then I decided that that wasn't very realistic, so I took them off. I know that a sequin tail isn't very realistic either, but it's the only thing I really had. He has a pink flip sequin tail, and pink axolotl gills on both sides of his head. Now, in case I have fellow customizers out there watching this video, which chances are I do, if you are watching this video, then that means you probably are a customizer yourself, or at least interested in customs. So, if you're curious, I'm going to be including the materials that I use for these customs as well, so that if you want to try and replicate something like this, you know where I got my materials to do so. Now, as previously mentioned in a different video, I used multiple different methods to make the mermaid tails here, and each one is a little different, and has different steps. So if you're curious, just ask in the comments for which specific custom, and I'll tell you how I made it. First up, Mindy. Her jewel crown is actually a bracelet that my grandmother gave to me a while ago, so unfortunately I don't know where she got it to tell you where you can get it. On the inside of the ears are just gemstones and cabochons that I used. Again, mostly just stuff that I've collected over the years, and I have honestly no idea where it came from, so... But you can probably find, like, these adhesive gemstones pretty much anywhere. Like, they're not that expensive and not hard to find. You can find them on Amazon, in a craft store, anything like that. Pearl necklace, I believe, was another gift from another grandmother. I think, so I don't know where she got that either. But the tail is something you guys can actually obtain yourselves, and I can actually tell you where I got it. The tail is from Calypso the Flipaboo, so the narwhal Flipaboo. That's right, this whole tail used to be a different Beanie Boo, used to be a narwhal Beanie Boo. I just cut off the head. Sorry if that sounds gruesome, but it's the dark side of customizing that nobody wants to tell you. Truth is, a lot of customizers you see probably use donors like I do and just don't want to show it. Ears were fins of Nori the Narwhal Beanie Boo, not the Flipaboo, but the Beanie Boo. More gemstones and cabochons. I got this just like in a load of faux shells. Again, you could probably just find all this stuff in a craft store or on Amazon if you don't find it specifically where I got it. I just use a lot of found objects and mostly like hand-me-downs and stuff given to me, so I can't really direct you to where you can get your stuff, unfortunately, but I can tell you where I got mine, if that helps. Faux leaves. Just a simple plastic bead necklace. Again, like all very affordable, common stuff. Another shell from that collection of faux shells. I got these flowers from a Rainbow Pride lei. I got that at Dollar General, I believe. And finally, for the tail, the actual fin is also from Nori once again. And then this material I got from one of those fake mermaid tails that you can wear in the pool. I had it when I was younger and actually used it, and then when I obviously grew out of it and stopped using it, I decided it was the perfect opportunity for fabric, so that's where I got the fabric for her tail. Cassiopeia's tail is kind of a different story and probably the hardest to replicate if you were going to, simply because I have really no idea where you would find the original material that I used for her tail. I found 2 identical mermaid tail purses at Goodwill. What are the chances of that? I cut out the shape from the purse and sewn it together to make a full 3D mermaid tail and then stuffed it and sewed it on. So yeah, this tail used to be a purse, including the actual tail fin itself also used to be part of the purse. I have no idea how I managed to find 2 of the same exact purse at Goodwill in different locations, but I did. I have no idea what the purse was called or if you could find it yourself, but I'm guessing it was just like a child's makeup purse or something like that, or just a child's purse. But it was really difficult to actually cut out of the purse, and her tail is really stiff and can't move for that reason because of the material that it's made out of. It's more so made out of like rubber and like a purse kind of faux leather material as compared to fabric or sequins like the others. So her tail probably would be the most difficult just because of how random the materials I used for her were. But hey, if you think you can try and find something similar, be my guest. And once again, just the same materials that I used for the other ones, but just in different colors. Sequins, adhesive gems, cabochons, plastic pearl beads, you know the drill. And last but not least, Axel the axolotl probably has the most commonplace and like findable items out of all of the customs that I've shown you. I used one of those mermaid stuffed animals for his tail. And then for the gills, these are actually the tail of the original Beanie Boo, and I had 2 of my, so I took the tails from both, including the one that I customized, and used those as the top gills. And then for the smaller gills, I stole them from a miniature blind bag shrimp squishmallow. So like I said, my customs usually involve a lot of donor Beanie Boos and a lot of stolen items. Less so like items that you purchase at a craft store, and more so taking apart other Beanie Boos and other things that you find. There you have it. There's my newest release of summer Beanie Boos for 2024. I'm so happy that I finally finished this release because, if you didn't know already, hand sewing and hand stuffing for mermaid tails wasn't exactly an easy feat. I really don't know why I signed myself up for that. I was like, oh, I'll make a whole entire release of multiple Beanie Boos with tails made from scratch. That should be fun and not difficult at all. And then once I got to, like, the first one, I realized what I was getting myself into in terms of really sewing and making and stuffing that many mermaid tails. But they all turned out great, and I'm happy with how they all turned out, so you know, it all worked out in the end. But if you want to tackle a task like this, just be aware of what you're getting yourself into. It's really not that difficult. It's just a lot of sewing back to back to back. It's just like really tedious and time consuming to just make all those little stitches and then like keep doing that over and over and over again 3 more times. So yeah, if you want to make mermaid tails, just be aware of how time consuming it can be. But other than that, it's really not difficult once you get the hang of it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely did. And I will see you in another video. Bye! Mindy has stars and jewels in her ears. This one's too big for the frame when she's vertical, so I have to put her horizontal. But, oh no! You didn't see that. Oh my gosh. No, you didn't see that. That didn't happen. The last member of this lease... What?